Alright, so we got DBlueJ up in the top playing as Elodie and people inside versus Rasposo playing Sigrid in the purple. So we got a newcomer versus Rasposo, who I believe is new with Wargroove too. So they've been around for a little while, but
they've been around for a while, but they still, I mean, they're still more on the newcomer side of things.
yeah, so we're gonna see how they fare up against DBlueJ, who is going for this back capture with the sword, and it's an interesting one because you do lose a bit of tempo that way, but you do have a little bit more economy in the first few turns by going for that. And they're not losing a huge amount of tempo, so this is like quite a nice opening actually. I like this capture here, although I do wish that the air trooper was on the right hand side, just so it could grab the hideout, but not the end of the world either way. And yeah, this sword's just going to go for capture on the village. Neither player are going to try and go for a yoink or anything.
Yep, pretty. I mean, not standard, but pretty orderly stuff. I guess is the word.
Yeah. We got Sigrid finds a free sword, gonna pick that up and be able to sword crit to follow up, get that village down too. And yeah, at this point you have to back up if you're the yellow player on the left.
I do what I must.
Elodie gonna be able to knock down a village herself. Gonna be able to get the capture on it too, so slight economic lead here. And yeah, these knights being very conservative pretty early with the movement. I think they're just staying where they are just to cover.
Are you afraid?
Don't want to let Sigrid get too far ahead for free. Oh, but now we're getting to the point where Sigrid could potentially have groove next turn.
That's the point where Sigrid really shines, where like you want to hit her, but you don't want to hit her.
Yeah. So are we gonna see the knight come in? Elodie gonna knock down this village.
I do what I must.
Elodie groove gonna be pretty soon too, at this rate.
Elodie's a little bit behind Sigrid in terms of movement. But we'll see how it ends.
Yeah. This attack in here, ooh, I don't know how I feel about this. Definitely gonna see a lot of stuff go down.
Yep. A bit over aggressive here.
Yeah, the knight will live though, so that can back up. This whole army can just retreat at this point, and it did slow down the push a little bit on the left, but yeah, ooh, actually picks up an air trooper kill, so that's quite nice. And yeah, just gonna respect Sigrid's at this point, although, ooh, those dogs are a little bit too close, I think. Sigrid could go in here.
Well, I mean, the fight wasn't like the best for DBlueJ, but now Elodie is ahead of Sigrid on the transition towards the middle part of the map. Ooh, the knight crit. That knight is kind of lucky it was in the forest, because
Yeah, that would have been pretty brutal otherwise. And I think Rasposo is just doing a really good job of being like very solid with their army. And sure, they're like maybe like a tiny bit behind on economy, and Elodie is constantly pushing, constantly taking villages down. Building a ton of groove, 127 right now.
Yep. It does look like Rasposo is a little more ready to fight. Their army composition had the better timing to have spears basically. And this is like something you don't really know like that early.
Yeah.
Like transitions are a hard part of the game, essentially, but here I was thinking maybe we're gonna see Sigrid groove the knight in the forest, but looks like Rasposo's gonna prove the mage on the mountain instead.
That makes sense, because yeah, that mage would have threatened the spear, potentially threatened the harpy as well. And
Yep, and grooving units on heavy terrain is usually like the best value because it's like you don't waste as many attacks trying to kill it.
that's true. We're gonna see more stuff go down, and Elodie continues to push, actually. Ooh, that's a nice night crit, actually picks up a spear. Elodie with 200% now, so you can yoink anything that she wants.
Although, it does feel like Rasposo is like slowly gaining an advantage over these fights.
Yeah, ooh, especially with the mage kill there.
Yeah, that's a rough one. Like, it doesn't happen often, but you gotta watch out for units that can hit what you're building. Ooh, nice dog crits.
Yeah, that's a really nice series of dog
Very
chain.
fancy.
And I think DBlueJ is just running out of army at this point, and yeah,
Yep,
they recognize
and
that.
they know it.
They weren't that far behind on kills, but I think it was just a case of Rasposo. I was building a few more air units as well, so they had like an overall bigger army. But yeah, I think DBlueJ, this was like a really good game for like a first game. I definitely see like a lot of good ideas in there. I actually liked the kind of back capture path they did with their sword, just for a little bit more economy. It did slow down their capturing of the villages at the start, which cost them a sword. But they had some interesting ideas, and I'm looking forward to seeing more of them in the future. I think we can definitely see some room for growth there. So,
Yep.
but yeah, and Rasposo just looking very solid overall. I think they've become a very strong player in their own right. So I'm looking forward to seeing how they're going to do in the upcoming Open tournament that we have coming. So. Anyway, let's go into the next